Hey guys, Dr. Dave here with Beyond Mobility, and today we're going to talk about a couple principles, and then we're going to get into the foam roller, which you should have in your kit if you have your kit at this point. So a couple principles about mobility and breaking up muscle tissue that you may or may not know about. The reality is that when you touch any muscle in your body, any tissue in your body, it really shouldn't be stiff or tender. And that might be surprising for some of you because you may have a lot of stiff, tender muscles in your body, but the reality is reactive tissue. It's what we want to get in there and start to loosen up and break up and get some circulation into. Realize a lot of these muscles are reactive to patterns of compensation of how you've used your body. So the foam roller is one of my favorite pieces of equipment, and the idea here is that, a lot of especially lately, I just got a puppy, so I find myself, on the floor with the puppy leaning forward. I'm 47 years old, fractured neck. I've got some shoulder issues and some disc issues from back in the day, which got me into all this. I have to really be cognizant of how I use my body, and being hunched over like that is not the best thing for me. So the foam roller is one of the things that helps me out the most. So I'm going to go over a little bit of how to use the foam roller, what to do, what not to do. So we're going to just do a side view of this. Now, a couple things. I don't put the foam roller on my low back. I really try to avoid that for the most part. We may find some reasons, sometimes maybe for some traction purposes, but for the most part, that's not generally what I want to do. I don't want to put this in the small of my back. It's a bit too much of an arch, and that may hurt you. So I want to show you, so what I'll put it in is kind of where the low back begins and the mid back starts. So not down here, but I'm up here, kind of where the ribs begin. So I'll kind of lean back here, almost going up into a plank position. Contracting my core, contracting my abdominal muscles puts me in a much better position. We will play around beyond that, but at the beginning, you want to kind of stay straight. I cross my arms over, and I'm down at the bottom where my ribs are, and then I'm just going to roll. I'm going to roll up to the top. I'll roll all the way to the top, even up to just where my neck begins, okay, up to T1 in this area here, my traps, and I'm going to come back down. At the beginning, I'm just rolling. I'm just kind of feeling. So as I roll, I'm scanning my muscles, and I'm feeling for areas where I might have some tenderness, whether it be in my spine or the left or the right of my spine, in those muscles. Now, between my shoulder blades, I find right up in there, there's some knots between my shoulders. So notice my hands are together. And then what I'll do is I'll just kind of hang there. When I find tight, tender tissue, I stay there, okay? A couple reasons. When you find tight, tender tissue, the muscle is not going to want to let you in. It's protecting you. That's what the muscle is tight for. It's actually protecting and guarding you from certain positions, protecting your body. So it's not going to want to let you in. So what I'll do is once I get to the muscle, I'll hang out there and I'll breathe. And I'll just try to breathe through that tender area when I'm really on and try to almost balance on that stiff muscle, right? As time goes on, your muscle will allow you in, right? So if you relax enough and you sit there long enough, all of a sudden the muscle, you'll feel it start to give. And that's when you want to start to play around. Now in this case, I'm not going to roll up and down. I'm going to just roll to the left and to the right and just start to just go back and forth between those muscles that are so tight around my spine. Just kind of mash them up left and right, and then I'll go back and roll them out this way. And you'll find your own techniques. Once I start to loosen up from this position, I may drop my butt a bit, right? Get a little more angle down there, right? I bring my butt a little higher, get a little pressure up here. I'll go my hands overhead, okay? So this is just basic foam rolling of the thoracic spine, going up and down and finding those tight areas in the muscle and breaking them up. The second thing I want to show you with this, for the same area, I love to do this as well when I'm done doing that. So I'll take the foam roller and I'll put it vertical, okay, instead of horizontal. And I'll put it again right where my ribs begin. And I'm going to lean back on this thing, get my hips up. I'm not an extension. I'm just going to lean back and let my arms hang to the side, right? Most of us have a posture where we're on computers and we're hunched forward. So being an extension, letting your head hang back, letting your arms hang back, bringing them back up, let them down at a different angle, will start to show you where I have a shoulder issue on the left. I feel real tight in there. Sometimes I'll get my son to kind of give it a pull. I also can kind of roll a little bit left and right if I want to. But really, I just use this to get my arms back, shoulders back. It's a great way to just open up your body and relax. So a little traction and mobility for the thoracic spine. So Two really cool things you can do for the thoracic spine with the foam roller. One of the many things we'll be using for the foam roller for. I hope you like this format. I'm playing around with where to shoot the videos and how to do this, so your feedback is going to be really, really important. There's only a few of you in the group right now, so your feedback is really important. And I mean you, if you're the 1 or 2 or 4 people that are in here right now, let's do this. We're going to grow this group and be a really good place to come to learn how to break up muscle tissue and stretch out the muscles of your body. Really do the at-home things that we all need to be doing to maintain and manage the muscle and tissue of our body so we feel better. Not to mention all the other things I want to add in beyond mobility when it comes to nutrition and exercise rhythms and breathing techniques, managing stress. So beyond mobility is really a cool place for us to be and have conversations about how to manage our own self by ourselves at home in between our chiropractic adjustments. So guys, have a great day, and I'll see you here in the club.